Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early, here at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about faith. You gotta have it. If you're endeavoring to enhance your productivity, what is the connection between faith and productivity? Thanks for being here. We have a really interesting and inspirational show for sure planned for today. So I am glad that you can join me up early in the morning if you're on the west coast of California, or America, I should say, or the Western Hemisphere. And for those of you who are on the East Coast or on east of me, I'm glad you could join us, though you've had more sleep than probably most of us here on the West Coast of America. Um, if you are new to, if you're new to the show, let me say first, hit that subscribe button. Go to hit that subscribe button right now. Get all these videos for free. 1, 2, 3 for free. Get them right into your mailbox, and receive other gifts that we'll be announcing soon come. And also go to productivethroughjoy.com. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Do you want to have a more joyful life? Do you want to have a more productive life? Do you want to have an enlightened life? Can you combine those two realities, those two ideas into one? How will that impact your life? Greatly. Again, go to Productive Through Joy. See about us. See that we speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, or organization. Um, I should also say, if you are new to the show, allow me to say a few words about myself before we move forward. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show book of the month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown, of course, was murdered in the conflagration, which eventually ensued initially there. That book interrogates the intersection of race and violence in America. I'm on the book tour now for that book. Just came back from Atlanta. I'll be coming certainly to a town near you. Look for me in mainstream and social media. I am also the board president of the World Stage Literary and Jazz Venue here in Los Angeles, in our Crenshaw district here. Amazing 501c3 nonprofit. 7 days a week of amazing programming, workshops, performances. Just go to theworldstage.org to learn more about us. I am also, my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm currently a professor of English literature at Loyola Marymount University here in Los Angeles. Listen, I'm an expert at being productive. I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I'm the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee, yet at the time no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Cool Moldy famously said, you like me now. And if I can be this productive through joy, I know many of us who are watching can also be similarly productive. So, again, go to Productive Through Joy, learn about what we do, how we do, when we do, what we do. All right, thanks for being here. Again, today we're talking about faith in productivity. And let's dive into the topic. Um, and so, on the morning show, we'd like to also talk about, and we'll dive into that topic shortly, in just a matter of seconds, actually. In the morning show, we'd like to also talk about the impact of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, we wake up with trouble in our mind, and that trouble follows us throughout our day, makes us more stressed, and that additional stress has a way of impacting our physical health. We like to mitigate that by having a strategy. We call it framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you, by using a ritual. A ritual can be defined as you employing the same ideas or strategies at around the same time, around the same time. Employing the same doing the same thing at around the same time of each day. All right. So, Sorry, I said a thought there, flashing back on some stuff. Um, and so, yeah, allow me to, what was I saying? I got distracted with my own mind. Oh, and so I'm going to give you my brief morning ritual to give you to serve as an exemplar. The thing about the meditative piece and about being up early in the morning, and what you'll talk about in a second, about meditating, your mind will get all these ideas, and it's just good to capture them when they come through your consciousness. So, sorry, got distracted by my own mind. And so let me give you my brief morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings I wake up at 3:30 a.m. I read a couple of spiritual books or business books. I do our show right now at 4:45 a.m. And then I work on my current novel for about an hour or so into the sunrises, basically. And at sunrise, I walk out to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. So I bring my drum, I go meditate, I pray, I do yoga. It's a really very powerful time. I come back to the house. I work on my book a while. I work on my book a while longer, then go back to the beach to run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym, Gold's Gym, get my workout in, get my buff on. And so by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm feeling amazing. I leverage that feeling of strength and power to move myself towards my goals and objectives. Again, we're not saying do what I do, we're saying do what you do, and we help individuals construct a morning ritual that they may be able to tap into that particular power. And so I'm reading two great books now. I just finished one of those books, reading a book called The 1 Minute Millionaire, which I finished last night, just last night actually, which is a book which combines entrepreneurial strategy with this kind of spirituality. And I'm also reading a book called The Metu Neter, which is a Egyptian kind of metaphysical book, which is also really, really powerful. So from those two books, I extract some wisdom, which is called I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I have complete faith that God works miracles through me, abundance miracles through me, because I know I am made of the same abundant substance as God, right? So I think about that throughout my day, then I create the morning and afternoon shows based upon that reading. So today we're talking about faith and productivity, all right? So let's dive into it. Thanks for being here. So let's dive in. Thanks for being here. Again, go to productivethroughjoy.com. Point one is that you got to have faith. You have to believe at times in situations, even though the evidence is not before your eyes. So as James Baldwin has said many times, defines it as rooting it in his own spiritual faith. The great writer James Baldwin said, just defined faith as evidence of things unseen, right? Which is an old black church way of thinking about faith. Evidence of things unseen, right? Even when the circumstances don't align with what you would want them to be right now, you have to believe based upon your work, based upon your spiritual practice, based upon, as we talked about just now, my own spiritual practice, up in the morning, upon your due diligence, upon your hard work, and your smart work, knowing that it's happening and it's happening right now. Well, how do you do that? Which goes right to the point two. You have to. One strategy is to, in your mind, you want to see it. You want to be able to not just see it, but have we call it virtualizing. You want to virtualize it. You want to be able to experience it as if it's already happening right now, because it actually is. Because you have the power to visualize and tie emotion to vision, and other senses, sight, hearing, to vision, to really embody the experience of what you're trying to what you are manifesting in the world. And the more that you can attach emotion and power and clarity and consistency to a particular vision, in our experience, that thing has a better chance of manifesting, which goes into point three. As you engage in all those activities, you will see an incredible uptick in productivity. Boom goes the dynamite. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Go to productivethroughjoy.com. Till then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.